Tonight, 8 Senate Democrats have joined the Republicans in voting for...
All right, folks, there's no reason to just delay it any longer. Let's just talk about this here. Why don't we talk about it? Why don't we talk about the 8 Democratic senators that fucking betrayed the party and voted with the Republicans? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that real quick. I'm trying to be measured. I'm trying my absolute fucking hardest to be measured right now, right? But how can I see this as anything but a betrayal? But an absolute fucking betrayal by these 8 Democratic senators. How do I not see it as anything but that? Oh my God. I mean, truly, how do I not see it anything but a betrayal of the Democratic Party? They went behind Chuck Schumer's back and voted with the Republicans. I mean, what? I mean, they're out. They're out. We primary them. There's no fucking way they get any leeway. There's no way. I'm sorry. This was a huge fight for the Democratic Party. A huge fight. And what the what did they do? What did they do but stab us in the back? Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. I have their names. I have their names, so they don't, so, you know, they can never They never have any false illusions that they're going to get reelected. I hope their constituents hold them accountable. I really do. Because Jesus, if this isn't anything but a betrayal, anything but a betrayal to our values, a betrayal to the party, a betrayal to the quorum of the Senate Democrats, how do you see it as anything but? I know not a lot of my viewers are probably even watching this right now. It's going to be more of a VOD experience, but I mean, how do you see it as anything fucking but just a huge fucking betrayal to our values, to like the whole fight we were just fighting was for nothing because of these fuckers. It was for nothing. I really don't see. I'm trying to see maybe what see the silver lining in this, right? But this is just bullshit. We had a good fight going. The Republicans were so close to cracking. And we blink. Well, we didn't blink. Most of the party didn't blink. But someone like Dick Durbin of fucking Illinois, he blinked. Someone like Dick Durbin blinked. Tim Kaine blinked. Catherine Cortez Masto blinked. Jackie Rosen blinked. John Fetterman, no fucking shock there, blinked. Jean Shaheen blinked. Maggie Hassan blinked. And Angus King blinked. Angus King, not technically a Democrat, but commonly caucuses with them. I mean, what did they think this entire fight was for? These people don't care that millions of Americans aren't going to get health care. They don't care about that. All they care about is, I don't even know what they care about. I truly don't even know what the fuck they care about. What's their fucking reasoning? I've got fucking reporting from Axios, but I mean, really. I mean, how do you see it as anything but? How do you see it as anything but an ultimate betrayal? Guys, I mean, this is just like, what were we fighting for? You know what I mean? It's like, well, it looks like the Republicans are gonna get whatever they wanted fucking anyways. We got a fucking bipartisan deal. Let's take a look at that. Let's first fucking watch this Brian Tyler Cohen video, and maybe he can set us on the right course, because I am pretty pissed off right now.
A deal that will reopen the government. The deal funds the government until January, reverses the firings that took place during the shutdown, funds SNAP, and guarantees a vote in December on the ACA, meaning this is very much a stopgap solution that, at a bare minimum, ensures 42 million Americans get food who need it. I have a lot of...
Yeah, but it also just makes us look weak. Federal judges were ruling that what the Trump administration was doing was illegal. They were ruling that. I really don't know how I see this as anything but a betrayal. This sounds like a shitty deal anyway. It's like what? Oh, we're gonna vote on the ACA? Oh, you mean in a Senate that is controlled by the fucking Republicans? Wow.
Of thoughts about this deal. First off, let's take into account the fact that Democrats just won everything on Tuesday's election. An election where the majority of Americans blame Donald Trump for the shutdown.
That's another thing. We just won so many fucking elections, dude. We had the power.
Including independents blaming Trump by a 2-1 margin. Trump himself conceded that the losses were the result of the shutdown when he posted, quote, "Trump wasn't on the ballot and shutdown were the two reasons that Republicans lost elections tonight." In other words, Democrats had political cover, the American people blamed the Republicans for the shutdown, Republicans, including Trump, knew that the shutdown was their fault, and Americans voted overwhelmingly across the country for Democrats amid that Republican-led shutdown. And against the backdrop of all of that, Democrats decided that what they needed to do was cave to the Republicans and reopen the government. I don't think you have to be a political mastermind to understand why many of us are perplexed. Second,
I'm just fucking baffled, to be quite honest. Just fucking baffled, dude. We had so much political power. This was a fight Americans were feeling. We just fucking threw it away. We didn't. Hold on. I do want to make this apparent. It's not the Democratic Party, okay? It is 8 Senate Democrats. These 8 Senate Democrats should be immediately, I mean, as soon as they can be primaried, get them the fuck out of our party. You're going to fucking go behind people's backs. Behind Chuck Schumer's back and work out this bullshit deal. Oh, we're going to vote on the ACA. Yeah, fuck you. As if. We already know how that vote's going to fucking go, dude.
Democrats claim that they were taking on this fight because they wanted to protect the ACA and prevent healthcare costs for 24 million Americans from doubling, tripling, quadrupling, or more.
And now look at that. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at it. You can see it. And whenever you go to an insurance premium website, you can see it. That was real. It still is real. And what do the fucking 8 dumbasses of the night get to do? Oh my god, guys, I am pissed. I don't even know if I should be streaming right now, but I'm doing it. Fuck it. Cause I mean, this is major news and I gotta cover it. But wow, I'm pissed right now. I am so angry. You have no idea, guys. Sorry, I'm just taking a moment. I'm really trying to think. Why would they vote for like this? What does that do? An ACA, oh my god, that's ridiculous. They settled for oh my god, I gotta see the fucking deal because this just sounds like fucking the dumbest idea ever. Oh, it's gonna reverse the firings? Oh, who's that up to? Oh, Trump. Oh, wow, that's gonna work. Yeah, he's gonna do that. He's totally going to do that, right? What? How stupid are these senators? I mean, I know John Fetterman was a fucking dumbass, but I mean, really, what were they thinking? What in the actual hell were they thinking? It couldn't be their constituents, because unless their constituents vote completely differently than the rest of America, then it seemed like their constituents would be on their side. So what the hell is it? Else was it? States were making up for the SNAP benefits. True, Donald was demanding they stop. But what the hell does that do? You know, it's not an actual threat. He's not going to do shit. What a letdown. I mean, what an actual letdown.
Didn't get a deal, meaning they caved on their principal objective. Yes, there's going to be a vote on the ACA in December, but that's just a vote. It needs 60 votes in the Senate to pass. That means that 13 Republicans.
Oh my God. What a bunch. Exactly. 13 Republicans are going to have to sign on and vote for the ACA. Yeah, fat fucking chance. Fat fucking chance, dude.
Republicans have to vote for it. That's not going to happen. Meaning, whereas Democrats could have gotten a guarantee to fund the ACA by using this as leverage, they just got a doomed vote to fund the ACA.
Yeah. A doomed vote. That is literally what they got. A doomed fucking vote. Never gonna work. They knew it on arrival. They go to the Senate every fucking day. They know how it works. So, we didn't get that. What else did we not get? What did we get for this? What did we get for it? Nothing. Nothing at all. They made us look weak. When we are so much more. We're so much better than that. They made us look weak as fuck. And now, millions of Americans, tens of millions of Americans are going to lose health care. I mean, this is just disastrous. What do we get for it? What do we get for it? Does John Fetterman? No, of course he doesn't. Do you think, hold on, let me just, do you think, for example, Dick Durbin is going to stay up at night in Illinois, and you think he's going to fucking I mean, knowing what they got in return makes it so much more infuriating. It just it pisses me off even more. They got a doomed fucking vote. That's all they got. Any government shutdown negotiation with the leadership of the Democratic Senate would have obviously involved a reverse of the job firings, would have obviously involved a funding of SNAP. But apparently Catherine Cortez Masto is too fucking much of a rock. Too much of a dum-dum to realize that. Apparently Jackie Rosen is a fucking Neanderthal. John Fetterman, we already knew was a fucking idiot. But Jeanne Shaheen and Maggie Hassan, well, joined the pile of fucking the worst Democrats to ever be in the party. Disgraced, in my opinion. You should be disgraced if you go around the leadership like that. You went against the will of the people. Did they not see those votes? Did they not see those votes? That's how the people were feeling. I don't know how they're going to feel after this. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to feel after this. We were putting up a good fight. We were putting up Dude, this government shutdown, them flipping on that is just It's not even the Democratic Party. It's these 8 Democrats, okay? Let's make that apparent. It is not the party. It's these 8 imbeciles that voted on a doomed vote. I mean, how stupid do you have to be? How dumb are these people? Dude, their vote, when they cast their vote, when they yayed that vote, they yayed 14 million people to fucking a horrible life where they're going to have to be in debt for the rest of their life because of their health. They yayed that. It emboldens Trump, too. Oh, yeah, our biggest enemy, it emboldens him. Just to be, by the way, it makes him think, oh, we could just walk all over the Democrats. Remember the shutdown? Oh my God. We got nothing, guys. We got fucking Jack Diddley. Can you believe that? Can you actually believe that? After this fight, after all of this, and what the fuck do these 8 Democrats do? They turn on the party. That's what they are. They are traitors to the party. I'm sorry. They should be primaried and just, they need out. I'm sorry. If you're going to turn on the Democratic Party in our biggest fight, then are you even, like, what do you believe in? What do you believe in? Do you not believe in that? Did you not believe Chuck? Did you not believe Hakeem? Maggie Hassan. Interesting. That, well, I hope her constituents know that she voted to increase their insurance premiums tenfold. I hope her constituents know that. I really do. I hope the New Hampshire senator, the duo there, obviously, I hope they realize that they just fucked their entire constituency that is dependent on these ACA subsidies. I hope Jackie Rosen and Catherine Cortez Masto of Nevada know that they just damned a large portion of those who depend on healthcare or depend on the ACA subsidies. I hope they know that. I really do. I really do. They stabbed us in the back, guys. They really did. I mean, this was just, you know, how do you justify that? How do you justify that? Let's keep watching Brian before I just bite someone's head off.
Later. That's a loss. Third, this hurts Democrats in future negotiations. If you're a Republican and you just watch Democrats cave on their principal objective, are you that worried that the next time they demand something...
Wow. God, me and Brian are just synced up, I guess. Oh my God. Yeah, this hurts us in future negotiations. It really does. I guess Forbes has this, but I guess we'll watch that tomorrow, I guess, dude. I am just so fucking pissed right now. Oh my goodness.
After a little bit of time, they're not just going to relent on that too. The Democrats just showed Republicans that they are not willing to go to the mat in any future negotiations. Let's not pretend that the GOP is going to forget that. Fourth, think about the message you just sent to the Democratic base, a base that thought that maybe, just maybe, this time would be different. Maybe a party plagued by accusations of being weak and feckless and impotent has finally learned their lesson and learned how to fight. And yet now, here we are, capitulating while the wind was at our backs. What?
Yeah, literally. We capitulated we were on the top of the mountain. Oh my God. Yeah, these are like the last 8 remnants of the party that was. So let's get them the fuck out. These are the last 8 remnants here of the party that was, the party that wants to sit on the sidelines. I know that's not the Democratic Party. I know that's not the Democratic base. But these 8 senators, dude, they gotta go. I'm sorry. They fucked us. And I mean, they fucked us, guys. They can't be part of the party anymore. They stabbed us in the back. Stabbed us in the fucking back. They didn't ask Chuck. They didn't ask Hakeem. Obviously, they wouldn't ask Hakeem, but no, they just went behind our back and said, "Oh yeah, we'll get a failed fucking vote on the ACA." Wow. Do they expect like senators to just magically appear out of thin air that are going to vote for that? Because last time I checked, that's not how it's not how this works. I don't know. Maybe they know about some rule that says all of them, you know. So sorry for brother sitting here basically alone ranting. I'm so sorry for you guys. Goddamn. Oh no, it's fine. We're gonna kick your guys' ass in the midterm. It's gonna be embarrassing. No, I'm kidding. Oh geez, I'm sorry. I'm upset. I'm upset. I won't lie. I am upset. I'm sorry. I thought you were a Republican. I'm so sorry. I'm just triggered right now. I won't lie. I won't lie. I am very triggered right now, but that's all right. We'll get him in the interim. It's all right. Thank you, Twilis. I appreciate it. Not a Republican. I'm an Israeli. Liv, I'm triggered right with you. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. That was a misfire, a mistactical meme. Yeah, I'm just upset. I don't know why we did this. I really don't. I'm trying to justify it somehow. I'm trying to think how we could, but there's just I don't have anything, you know? Like I'm always trying to up the Democratic Party, dude. And we were doing really good. Like everybody, our win, like Brian said, our win was on our backs, dude. And we caved. But Twilis, I really do appreciate that, man. It means the world to me. Um, uh, all right. I gotta actually like do some good content, not just yell at the screen, you know. And again, one more time, I am so sorry about the mistactical meme.
What lesson do you think that tells the Democratic base as we head toward midterms? How do you expect to raise enthusiasm when, in the one instance you had to use some leverage and take a virtuous and popular stand to protect healthcare, an issue that 80% of Americans agree with you on, you decide to cave? We need to get people excited about what a Democratic Party can do. This move accomplishes the polar opposite. Now, with all of that said, in fairness, it's not all bad. The government employee firings, called reductions in force, have been reversed. SNAP is funded, and 42 million Americans won't go hungry.
I'm sorry, but we were gonna get that, dude. We were gonna get that, and if not, the states were gonna cover that. We were gonna get that anyways. I'm sorry. I can't look at that and be super positive. I can't. You know?
Let's not pretend that that is not a massive win. There will be an ACA vote in December, which means that the Republicans will at least have to go on record voting to allow healthcare premiums to...
I don't understand everything about the system, so I don't know if my understanding is correct. Did those senators think there was no way to get what Dems wanted or something? So essentially, The reason the government was shut down, it was for the ACA subsidies, right? That's what we've been talking about. And so what the Republicans needed to get the continuing resolution was a 60 vote majority, right? However, they only had 52 votes, right? And so they needed a couple Democrats to essentially stab the party in the back, which is what they did. And vote on the big, beautiful continuing resolution, right? Okay. The vote is for the thing we wanted, right? That's what the vote would be, is continuing the ACA subsidies. However, that vote is doomed to fail because it's going to require, like he said, 13 Republicans to agree to that, to vote for the ACA subsidies. The same Republicans that shut down the government to not fund them. So I don't know. I'm really trying to think hard, but I don't see much silver lining here.
Surge or not. And if they do vote against it, which they likely will, then they're going to own the fallout if and when those prices skyrocket. The House is also going to be in session now, which means that Adelita Grijalva is going to be sworn in, and she'll serve as the 218th vote on the discharge petition to force a vote on.
But that's a loss for us too, because Mike Johnson was looking so embarrassingly incompetent on that fight. That's a loss for us too. Her constituency, you know what? I'm glad her constituency will be represented. I am. And that is a win for the House and for her constituency. But for the rest of America, it's a major loss.
On the Epstein files, the Republicans will have to go on record for that vote as well. But the biggest silver lining is that we have an opportunity to look at what the Democratic candidates running for office in 2026 are saying. And it represents a much different party than the one we have right now. It represents people who know how to fight and are willing to use any tools at their disposal to do it. The reality is that we're not going to fix the Democrats' brand by these officials doing TikToks or launching podcasts in their offices. Although I will concede that it is certainly good that Democrats are embracing independent media. They need to do that. But the brand is a direct reflection on the strength of our elected officials. If we want to purge our weak branding, we have to...
Yeah, and just in case you guys missed it, just in case, real quick, I'm going to go over the senators that voted for this continuing resolution. Just real quick. Dick Durbin of Illinois, Tim Kaine of Virginia, Catherine Cortez Masto of Nevada, Jackie Rosen, Nevada, John Fetterman, Pennsylvania, no shock there, Jeanne Shaheen of New Hampshire, Maggie Hassan of New Hampshire, and Angus King. While Angus King is not a Democrat, he is an independent, technically. He caucuses with the Democrats very often. So it's these 8 Democrats that stabbed Chuck Schumer in the back. Originally, I was kind of upset with Chuck, but no, they went around Chuck. They went around him. Anyways, sorry, I'm molding.
Purge weak Democrats. I'm looking forward to a robust primary cycle and ushering in a new era of Democrats who actually know how to fight. And here's what a few of those Democrats are saying right now. Michigan's Mallory McMorrow said, "This is a bad deal."
Amen. Fucking man. At least there's Democrats that are pissed about this. Yeah, the future of those 8 Democrats doesn't look good. Not at all.
And the old way of doing things is clearly not working. Michigan's Abdul El-Sayed said, "A promise is only as good as the trust you have in the folks making the promise or the leverage they have to break it." After all this, are folks really about to give up their leverage against MAGA senators we know we can't trust? Maine's Graham Plattner said, "Senate Democrats need to hold the line. No health care, no deal. Mainers want a Democratic Party that fights for them, not one that will..."
7 a.m. here. How goes it? Very upset. We're very pissed right now at Spots. We're very upset. We are malding. We are raging. We are mad because these 8 Senate Democrats are not gonna fucking win their primaries. Let me tell you this.
Over. Maine's Janet Mills said tens of thousands of Maine people are facing skyrocketing healthcare costs because of Donald Trump and Susan Collins. Maine people deserve affordable healthcare, not just the promise of a vote that won't go anywhere.
Yeah,
Fight
the
back.
8 turnocrats. That's what they are. Dinos, Democrats in name only. I mean, for real, that's what they are. They went behind Chuck Schumer's back to make this backroom deal where they get to, we're in a couple months, we'll get to vote on the ACA subsidies in a Senate controlled by the Republicans. What a brain dead move. I mean, actually, what a stupid idea.
Texas's James Tallarico said, this moment demands fighters, not folders. Texas's Colin Allred said, this deal is a joke that sells out working people and their health care. If we don't stand our ground for our people, then who will? Minnesota's Angie Craig wrote, if people believe this is a deal, I have a bridge to sell you. I'm not going to put 24 million Americans at risk of losing their health care. I'm a no. Minnesota's Peggy Flanagan wrote, any deal that relies on Republicans to keep their word is a bad one. Democrats can't give up on affordable
They're a bunch of fucking con people. They made a deal with a bunch of con men.
Care for an empty promise. Minnesotans can't afford for Democrats to cave. Illinois' Juliana Stratton wrote, I've said it since the start of this shutdown, Republicans do not negotiate in good faith, and any deal that fails to protect healthcare is not a deal at all.
Yeah, this was a huge fight. This was a absolutely ginormous fight.
Sherrod Brown wrote, 500,000 Ohioans are facing monthly premiums that are double or triple what they were paying.
Yeah, I know many people whose premiums have actually tripled. And I told them, don't worry, because the Democrats are fighting for your health care. How am I supposed to look them in the face and say, well, they tried? That's what I gotta say? This doesn't just make the party look weak. It makes everybody who advocated for the party look a little weak. I obviously love the Democratic Party, and I still very much believe in our messaging. But if you're part of the old ideals, like, I don't know, if you vote like this, then you shouldn't be in our party. Sorry, good dog. Sorry. You can.
This is a bad deal for Ohioans. It does nothing to help the out-of-control costs.
And you can say it's for your constituents. You could say it's for all this. But in reality, you don't give a fuck about your constituents because you're totally okay with letting their insurance premiums double or even triple. So don't sit here all day and say how it's about your constituency. Bullshit.
We're facing, we can't allow healthcare costs to skyrocket and not be willing to fight. Iowa's Josh Turek wrote, healthcare is worth fighting for, no protection for healthcare, no deal. Iowa's Zach Walls wrote, Senator Schumer has failed to lead this party in one of the most critical moments, and Americans will pay the price. It's time for him. It's
not his fault, dude. It's these 8 Democratic fucking... I mean, maybe it is his fault. You know, maybe a little blame goes to Schumer because of the leadership, but nah, dude. Schumer was fighting. Schumer was there. I'm sorry, dude. It was these turnocrats.
Step down from leadership and make way for a new generation willing to fight for the people instead of the powerful. And the list goes on. And I know that this moment feels depressing because we have a lot of old guard Democrats who cannot take a win when it's staring them in the face, but the future of this party offers a case for optimism. The answer then is not to check out. Remember, it wasn't the entire Democratic caucus who did this. It was 8 centrist Democrats. Tim Kaine, Jeanne Shaheen, John Fetterman, Dick Durbin, Angus King, Jackie Rosen, Catherine Cortez Masto, and Maggie Hassan. The rest have spoken out against this deal. So
Thank you. Yeah, it's not... Thanks for saying that, Brian, because that is a silver lining. That it was just 8 of us. It wasn't all of us. I think that deserves some reflection. And I think that does deserve a little praise, you know?
Disengage, fight for something better, and recognize that all of those candidates represent a better future for this party, one that understands the moment we're in and will actually fight to get it.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, they just need to be voted out. I mean, I'm gonna try and I'm gonna watch, I don't know, it looks like the Senate Democrats talk here, so I'll try to watch their dribblings, but who knows if I'll be able to stomach it.
Be drafted by the Democrats concerning health care and the ACA. That is a big step, because otherwise,
Oh my God, that was a big step. Shut the fuck up.
there's no way for the minority to get a bill onto the floor of the U.S. Senate. It has to be through the office of the majority.
At least you know who is not on your side now, I suppose. Yeah. I guess. You know what? Another silver lining. Primaries are going to be brutal for these people.
Leader. So that was a major step to get the majority leader to agree to make that commitment tonight on the Senate floor.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Listen to this. Oh my God. Yeah, John Thune's gonna fucking keep his word. Oh yeah. I'm sure.
So the sum is we are closer to the possibility of...
Bro, how do you sell this? How do you sell this? How is he trying to sell this as anything but we just capitulated? We are the old guard Democrats who have no idea how to fucking fight. We have no idea. We try to put our fists up, but instead we put our feet up for some reason. It's so weird. Huh, I have no idea why that happens. Anyways. Yeah, we just basically killed like about 1 million Americans. Immediate, probably. I mean, not immediate, but I mean long term. Probably within the next 2 years, probably 1 million Americans will die because they're not going to have health care.
work on the ACA tax credits for the people of this country than we were yesterday. And then
No, we're not. We're not anywhere fucking closer. As a matter of fact, we've taken fucking 100 steps back. Because while we were looking tough, we were looking strong, now we look like a bunch of weaklings.
Ago, 2 weeks ago, or a month ago. So this agreement tonight is a win for the American people.
Shut the fuck up. You don't care about the American people. You're cool with he said, we're going to let the Republicans vote on the ACA subsidies. Wow. What a great idea.
It's a win for those people that are so insistent.
I know I'm right to be mad, but I try to find silver linings. I really do. I don't see how this is like, it breaks my heart to know that millions of Americans are now just going to have to struggle and probably get off of healthcare. That just breaks my heart.
That I'm hearing from all the time, protect our healthcare. Our judgment is the best way to do that is to get a bill on the floor. Is there a guarantee it will pass?
Oh, let's get a bill on the floor. Oh, does it guarantee it's going to pass? Well, that's kind of the important part of putting the bill on the floor, is that it passes.
No, is it a guarantee it will pass in the House? There is actually some very strong interest in the House, a possibility of a bipartisan bill and to get a discharge petition.
Oh, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's yeah, just like Donald Trump's concepts of a plan, right?
And then perhaps we're on the way. And we have that expression from Republican senators who are interested in working on a bill.
No, they're not.
That will
Stop
deal
lying.
with the ACA
You're lying.
issue and
Stop
perhaps
lying,
additional
dude.
health care issues at the same time.
No
So-
Republicans have ever expressed in true interest in creating a bill that helps with healthcare. So can you just cut the bullshit?
What happened tonight is not the closing of a chapter, it's the opening of an opportunity. What the chapter it does close is the damaging shutdown that is only getting worse, that is only going to impact more and more people, and it's an opportunity for us to move forward on behalf of all the people of this country
Oh
on
my
the issue of
God,
health.
dude. You are so fucking dumb if you think that the Republicans are in good faith going to hold up their end of the deal. You are dumb.
Care, but also on making the federal government function. Thank you.
Well, dumbass number 2. Let's hear from her.
Well, good evening, everybody. At a time when families desperately need relief, Washington's dysfunction is making life harder for families, and the last 39 days are proof of that. A record-long government shutdown paired with record-high health insurance cost increases is not the kind of history that the American people want Congress to make.
And you are totally making that decision right now. You are making that decision. So I don't know how you don't see that, because you got elected to this position to represent your constituents, and I know damn well that a lot of your constituents are you just said it, high health insurance premiums. You don't give a damn about your constituents.
Over the
dude.
last several
Don't lie.
weeks, I've heard from Granite Staters who can't afford a doubling of their health insurance costs. I've also heard from families about the deep pain that the government shutdown has caused, made worse by a president who illegally and repeatedly chose to cut off help for families who
And so you gave away our only leverage. Congratulations, ma'am. You gave away our only leverage.
just
Who
trying
are these? You know what? I'll be honest. I don't know the faces of each of these people. Let's look at them. Let me just bring up something real quick. All right. Let me just so just so I know who's speaking, you know what I mean? Just copy. All right. Oh well, fuck it.
to buy groceries. After weeks of bipartisan conversation,
Sorry, I just have to find out who these people, like what their faces look like, so I can really just grill them. All right. I knew that was okay. That's Dick Durbin. Let's just make sure we know their faces, you know what I mean? Let's familiarize ourselves with the losing Democrats, the Democrats that are never going to fucking win. That just are okay with the allowing millions to lose health care. Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking up their faces real quick so I know who's speaking. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this. Okay, this is Jackie Rosen, I believe. That's who's speaking right now. Is it? I think so. I think so. Yeah, that's her. That's definitely her. She's got a different haircut, but I think that's her. Sorry, I don't have chat up right now. I apologize, guys. You guys all know what Johnny looks like, right? Old Johnny. And we'll just familiarize ourselves. It's sorry, I've got a list here that I'm copy and pasting from. Jean Shanine, there we go. Maggie Hassan. Looks like that was Angus King talking there. Oh, that's a sad story. There's Maggie. Oh, is it actually Maggie talking right now? Is it Maggie? This is Maggie. Oh, Maggie. Maine, huh? Well, Maine's got a lot of, I'll just let it continue.
I voted today to reopen the government so that we can get back to the work of helping Granite Staters. This agreement funds SNAP and food assistance programs, ensures that
Something the states were going to cover because they thought it was a worthy covering. And honestly, maybe it would have been good for states to start covering SNAP and stuff like that. Maybe, I don't know. But whatever this was just embarrassing.
air traffic controllers, and other federal workers get paid, reverses the president's recent reckless layoffs and prevents them from happening in the future, and crucially, gives Congress a clear path forward to protecting people's health care.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It does not. Your clear path forward is a doomed vote. And you think that's gonna, you really think the House is gonna be able to save that? That's funny.
Our work to deliver relief for families now enters an important phase. Congress has 1 month to engage in serious...
Oh my God, I didn't even realize it was 1 fucking month. Holy shit. Well, guys, if you want, if you're in America, I got great news. You're gonna have to cut out your kidneys to pay for your mental health medication. I hope you're excited for that.
Negotiations to extend the Affordable Care Act's expiring tax cuts that help people afford their health insurance. And let's be really clear, part of what has been happening is the time period to make that meaningful extension of these tax cuts has been dwindling. We are getting closer and closer to the time in which families have to decide whether they can buy their health insurance or not and enroll in health insurance in this coming year.
No shit, you idiot. That's why we chose right now. You fucking idiot. That's why we chose this moment, right? That's why we chose this moment, is because insurance premiums were going out. Yeah. That is actually why we chose it. It's not for any other reason. Thank you for stating the obvious, ma'am.
My Democratic colleagues and I have been ready to work on this issue, on extending these tax cuts, for months. With the government reopening shortly, Senate Republicans
now we're going to let the Republicans vote on it. You know, the ones that have been vehemently denying it, well, we're going to let them vote on it.
Finally have to come to the table. Or, make no mistake, Americans will remember who stood in the way.
No, they won't. No, they fucking won't. You really think the Americans are going to read the who voted on the bill and who didn't? No, they won't. It's not going to be in the public. I doubt it even gets a news segment.
So I urge Speaker Johnson to finally return the House of Representatives into session and quickly reopen the government. And I urge all Americans in communities red, blue, and purple to continue to speak out about the importance of affordable health care so that families across
Well,
America...
obviously, you don't give a single fuck about that. Because you just voted to reopen the government without any real promise of a meaningful deal. So you don't give a fuck about that, so stop lying.
can get that critical care that they need. Thank you.
Thanks, Maggie. Thank you. And I thank my colleagues for their good work. The vote tonight, and you've heard all of us talking about this, the vote tonight was crucial to open the government because too many...
Yeah, no shit. It was crucial to open the government. Yeah, that's what it did. Thank you. Can we talk about what the implications are, though? Can we talk about why you look so fucking weak? Oh my goodness.
Americans, hardworking individuals, seniors.
I don't know what's more offensive, what she did or that haircut. I mean, truly. Looking like a fucking astronaut out here. Maybe she went to Jupiter. Boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider. Maybe she went to fucking Jupiter. That's why her hair looks like that. That's a
children were suffering. I know in Nevada, particularly that is based on a service industry, tourism and travel, we are
Oh, wow.
doubly hit.
No,
Terrorists-
you're not. Oh my god, dude. We're doubly hit. Yeah. Okay.
Bad
Let's hear her
policies of this
reasoning.
administration and the shutdown was having an impact on travel to our state
Yeah, I
and
know.
quite honestly
Margaret
across
Thatcher
the country.
fan.
But it wasn't just that. We have federal workers that were suffering. We have TSA agents. We have airport controllers. And we were seeing lines to our food banks in northern Nevada. These were lines that I hadn't seen since the pandemic.
Oh god. Oh god. And you don't think the Republicans saw that? You don't think they saw that either? You don't think their constituency was dealing with the exact fucking same thing? You don't think that? Yeah, it was hard. It is. They're talking about it like it was just the. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just gonna let it play.
And the stories were horrific. Seniors in line needing food because they
Okay, well, guess what? Now those seniors are going to drop fucking dead because they couldn't pay for their health care. So, you know what? Maybe their uncomfortable day in the food pantry, maybe that would be worth it. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Yeah, it was shitty. Horrible. But what this is going to do is going to be miserable. It's going to be impossible. And I mean that. It is going to be impossible for many Americans to afford healthcare coverage. Impossible.
couldn't get access to the food that they usually would get at the federal level. One man came and refused to say who he was because he was embarrassed and said I shouldn't be here, but he needed the food.
Oh my god, yeah. Have you ever met somebody on Snap? Fuck off. You are so out of touch. This woman's out of touch as hell.
Mothers coming to the food bank to get food for their children. My colleagues know that opening the government was key to stopping that pain. But here's the
No.
thing. We can open the government and we can still fight.
No, we can't. You are so dumb. What are we gonna fight? How are we gonna fight? What power do we have? How are we gonna fight, ma'am? I'm waiting.
To address this looming healthcare crisis. It is true. Right now, in our states and across the country, Americans are seeing higher costs, higher premiums for their Affordable Care Act.
Okay. Okay, Bubs.
These are people.
Yeah, they
that
are
act-
upset. And you chose to throw away the one thing of leverage we had.
Access to healthcare. I have families that rely on the Affordable Care Act and these subsidies so that their children who have a rare disease can access their medication.
And you just fucking killed them. And you just fucking damned them to having to choose between food or healthcare. Yeah, I agree. She knows what she has done. I agree. You can see it on her face. She's not fooling anybody, not even herself.
I have small businesses who rely on the Affordable Care Act and the subsidies to help cover the cost for their employees.
Oh my God, then you're just a piece of shit.
This is a fight that the Republicans need to understand is not just happening in
Oh my
Nevada.
God. Oh my God. Yeah, you can see it on her face, dude. She just doesn't even believe what she's saying. Just get primaried. That's all I'm going to say to her. Get primaried.
It is happening across the country in every state, including those red states.
She primaried herself. That's what all of these people did. They primaried themselves.
This
Themselves.
fight tonight is, I agree with Senator Angus, is just the beginning. This is the beginning to show and fight for.
Oh, God. This is just the begin. Oh, wow. She does not. She look. Oh, God. Don't, don't look at. It's like she's looking at her constituency in the face right now. Oh, God.
Americans across the country. Let me just say this. With the government open, we can focus on passing a full bipartisan budget for 2026 that starts with a minibus that will restore funding that President Trump cut. It delivers millions of dollars in critical funding to states like Nevada, all across the country.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Does it now?
You will hear blocks the administration from future rifts. We have an opportunity also to put Republicans on the record on the ACA. Are they committed to doing this?
Yes,
Are
they are. How dumb are you? Yes, they are. Have you just been did you put your head in the sand for the past years? Yes, they are serious about getting rid of the ACA.
Committed. Leader Thune said he would come to the table on a health care once the government was open, and now he must follow through. If Republicans want to join us in lowering
And now
costs,
he must follow through. Wow. Well, good fucking luck.
for working families, they have the perfect opportunity to show the American public. I expect Republicans to be at the table in the next few weeks. I expect
Then
the
you
White House
are dumb. You are dumber than a rock. If you expect that, then you are dumber than a rock.
to be at the table. And if they do choose not to come to the table, they can own the disastrous premium increases that will continue to rise. They will own
Stop
the
your faux outrage. Stop it.
fact that Americans across this country are going to lose access to health care. We were elected in the Senate to work on real solutions that help working families.
I can't believe she actually is asking the Republicans to be bipartisan. Oh my God. I actually can't believe it.
It's our responsibility to work not only here amongst ourselves, but across the aisle to solve these problems for the Americans, make their lives a little bit easier. And that's what we have done tonight.
No, it's not a little bit easier. You can just tell this is the old guard Democratic mindset. A little bit easier. People are suffering. I want to make their lives better, not a little bit easier. Well, at least the Epstein files can now be released. Well, that's just the thing. It's going to go to the Senate and get shot down. Yeah. That's the unfortunate part. And if it does pass through the Senate, well, guess who it gets to get signed by? Donald Trump. He's going to have to be the one to sign that. Now, it can go back to the House. And then go back to the Senate. And then go back to the House. Yeah.
So, hey, everybody, I'm the cleanup hitter because I joined this group the last. I joined it 48 hours ago.
Well, you're a fucking idiot then. And you look like one. Bozo.
Not for lack of interest. And I got a
Bro, this guy looks like a fucking bozo. Yeah, it's a farce. I mean, I like that the Epstein files, like, it's a great idea Ro Khanna had, and I mean, it's good that the Republicans can, or that they're going to be on record voting against it, but I mean, and it can eventually become something they sign, but it's we were in a lot stronger position even on that 24 hours ago.
to applaud Jean Shaheen and this group because they have been having open meetings that anybody could participate in on negotiation. But I had my hands full focused on the Virginia elections until Wednesday morning. And as soon as that was over, I have now engaged with a particular purpose in mind. I knew the Democratic appropriators led by Patty Murray were going to do the very best job they could to get these three approach bills queued up and moving forward. A bill, for example, that has very robust SNAP funding, very robust funding for the
Wow,
VA.
great.
VA.
Oh my God, dude. I am. Oh, my rage is starting to wear off, and now it's just being replaced with apathy. Like, what, not apathy. I'm not gonna fall for that, you know. I still think I still think the Democratic Party is kick-ass, and I think this new wave is fucking gonna really do some great things. It's just this old guard that I have no idea what type of faith they see in the Republicans, but they must be on some sort of, I'm not going to accuse them of that. Never mind.
I had confidence in that. And I had confidence in these guys that they were going to get the best possible deal they could
Well,
get
then then you are a dumbass because they got a horrible deal
from Republicans on the ACA. We were in a situation where SNAP recipients were suffering and there was no guarantee.
and the states were making up for it. The states are going to really struggle to make up for the ACA's fundings. They are really going to struggle.
Would ever get to an ACA solution. Now we've got robust SNAP funding and a guaranteed vote. Not a guaranteed outcome, but a guaranteed vote on ACA tax.
Dude, you are so dumb, and that haircut says it all. Just be a man and go bald. Just own it, man. You would look better if you just went bald. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say be a man. That's kind of toxic masculinity there. For real, no, this dude needs to go bald. I'm bald. I saw my hairline going and I said, Johnny Sins time. But this man is holding on to every particle, every follicle of his hair. Do you think maybe the Republicans promised like a little bit of Rogaine? Like, dude, just give it up.
Credits. But I engaged on the issue that I've been talking about for a month on the floor to Senator Thune, Katie Britt, Lindsey Graham, James Lankford, anybody who had listened to me on the Republican
And
side.
I bet they fucking didn't listen to you at all. I bet they laughed you off like the fucking bozo that you are. I mean, come on, this guy looks like a bozo. He is literally he looks like a bozo.
I've said what I need in Virginia, with 320,000 federal employees who live in households that probably encompass nearly 650 or 700,000 residents in my state, I need a moratorium on mischief. My Virginians have been suffering under this administration. The shutdown started on January 20. I need a moratorium on the punishing of the federal workforce. That's what I need.
I just took my sleeping pills, by the way, so I'll probably start to wind down a little bit after let's just keep listening.
So I joined this group to make sure that we could get important protections for federal employees. And what we have in this bill is the restoration.
Yeah, dude. A fucking moratorium on mischief. Oh my god, what a fucking bozo. Honestly, I hope whoever runs against him uses that. Calls him a fucking bozo. He's a real honk honk type of guy. Not anybody you want in the Senate.
All the furloughed employees and a guarantee of their back pay. The restoration of all RIFT employees who got RIFT after October 1 with all of their back pay. And a guarantee of no RIFs. No RIFs going forward.
Wow.
2 million federal workers, not just my 300,000, 2 million federal workers who are not uniform military now have a...
I never want to hear about money in politics not being a problem again. Why not? I don't think it's that big of an issue. Not nearly as big of an issue as idiocy. They didn't get paid for this. They were they just decided to do this. This is a complete, like, them. I do think money in politics, there's no money behind this. I don't see any money being behind this. I think they were just stupid. I think they were just dumb and voted and folded. They blinked. You know what I mean? I wish it was money. Then I could be like, oh, they just, you know, and I did have that initial feeling that it was money. But looking at the facts, it just looks like they were stupid. Like, I really, you know, never ascribe malice to incompetence. You know what I mean? Never ascribe malice to incompetence. Because I wish they were that fucking greedy. It's always money in America. I disagree. I think usually the Democrats are trying to, most of the Democrats anyways, especially this new guard, are fighting for your average American, to where the Republicans are just a bunch of con people.
A guarantee of no RIFs going forward. So they don't have to go into the holiday season with anxiety about what's going to show up on their email one morning at 5:30 a.m.
They're going to lose their jobs.
That's a
It
big
might
win
be a
for
bit
2
of under the
million.
table cash monies. I mean, it might, but again, I live by the quote, never ascribe malice to incompetence, because I had to put up with Kristen Cinema. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know what this is. I mean, if it's money, then they're traitors to the American people and the Democratic. You know, it's fucked either way. It's fucked either way. Either they're grossly incompetent and they can't see the future, or they're corrupt. Either option is shitty. I personally think it's the first one. I think they're just incompetent and they weren't really thinking. But if it is money, then they're not going to be tried for it because it's the Trump administration. So,
federal employees, and added together with these other ingredients of robust appropriations bills and a guaranteed path forward to vote on fixing the ACA, that made me sign on and say, yes, we can do it.
to vote on it. A doomed vote, by the way. A doomed fucking vote.
Republicans on the floor tonight said we were amazed that you got that no RIF guarantee in there. And I'm glad that we did, and we all worked so hard on it together, and I have huge respect for my colleagues.
That's not what we were fighting for. We weren't fighting for a no RIF guarantee. We were fighting for 14 million Americans to keep their health care coverage. Those are conservative estimates, by the way.
Senator, you say you're fighting on the Affordable Care Act. What do you say?
It could be both, but until I see further evidence of them, like, taking money, I'm not gonna accuse them of that. But it could be. It could be.
Your colleagues to say this isn't a fight. This is a capitulation. You're putting together. You're agreeing to a vote on a bill that it almost certainly will not become law, and you're allowing that to happen.
Well, first of all, there was, as long as the government shut down, the clear statement from Senator Thune and the Republican majority.
Who
Make-
gives a fuck what the Republicans were saying? Why don't you listen to your fucking leader, Chuck Schumer? Who gives a fuck what the Republicans were saying? I don't. They don't give a fuck about what we were saying, so who gives a fuck about what was coming out of their fucking mouth?
Control the Senate, the House, the White House, was we will not talk about health care with you. So there was no vote that we were going to get on the Affordable Care Act.
Oh, yes, there was. Yes, there was. They were looking really... Watch Adelita Grijalva not even get confirmed. I think she will. If she doesn't get confirmed, then that's taxation without representation, and they refuse to swear her in. I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think I think they will swear her in. Yeah. Sorry, I
Bring in
am
tax
very
credits.
pissed.
We have a guaranteed vote by a guaranteed date on a bill that we
God, I hate them bringing up this vote like it's gonna mean anything. Like it's meaningfully gonna be voted on. Like it's actually going to be worked on in the House. As if the Republicans aren't going to fucking try their damnedest to throw that thing away as fast as they can.
will write. Not that the Republicans will write, although I do think it's important for us to engage with them because we need a
Fuck
bipartisan.
off, lady. We need a bipartisan. Yeah, I would love that. If any of the Republicans were trying to be bipartisan, maybe I'd listen. None of them are. Not a single one. So you can come up here, oh, they might be, but we need a bipartisan. Bull fucking shit. You don't believe in bipartisanry because you just voted with the Republicans. Now you may say, oh, but isn't that being bipartisan? Well, obviously not. Because you're in a position of give and take. You're in a position, oppressor versus oppressed. You know what I mean? Like, how do you just fold so easily? These motherfuckers don't have the heart of the cards. I'm just going to say that right fucking now. They better never meet me on a Duel Monsters arena or it's fucking over. They gave her that huge gold chain. Maybe. Honestly, that's true. That's a little too drippy.
Partisan bill that we know is going to get enacted to provide the relief that Americans need. And I think there's a commitment on the part of many of our colleagues to do that.
No, you don't. Stop lying. And she didn't even answer the question. It looks like capitulation. And all she said was, well, we need to be bipartisan. Meanwhile, go look at every fucking Republican TikTok right now. Go look at every fucking MAGA live right now. They're celebrating. That was hard to watch. I'm not gonna lie. It was hard to watch their fucking dumbass faces celebrate.
Law.
There was never a guarantee that it would become law.
Just to follow up on that, Senator, because we understand that that's
Oh, nice little comeback. It was never guaranteed that it would become law. Yeah, that's what you were fighting for, you idiot.
happen, but a vote on extending the tax credits, it does not guarantee that it's going to happen. So how do you explain though to your constituents why it was worth it to put up this fight for so long when in the end you did not get your key demand?
Yeah, let's hear from fucking Chief Dumbass himself. Let's hear it.
Because it wasn't working. How long would it take?
It wasn't working. Wow. You didn't see the massive outturn on Tuesday's elections and you said it wasn't working? Dude, you're not going to be working here soon, so get ready for the unemployment life.
Hey, to not get a response, to say it isn't working. In other
Look
words,
at that shit-eating grin. Why are you smiling? Get that fucking shit-eating grin off of your face right fucking now. Yeah, she's smiling. disgusting. You're You're a very bad woman. You're a very mean person if you're smiling right now.
It's been 6 weeks. There's been the Republicans made it clear they weren't going to discuss the health care issue, the Affordable Care Act tax credits, until the shutdown was over. We tried to keep working that for 6 weeks. It didn't happen. The vote that we have, there's not a guarantee.
And you don't think they were breaking? You don't think they were breaking at all? Where's Donald Trump been? He's been hiding because he knows how embarrassing this is. You are so dumb.
For sure. It's more of a guarantee. Here's the way I would put it. As I assessed it, there was zero chance of dealing with the ACA issue as long as the shutdown continued. Now, I don't know, 50-50?
No, oh my God, no, it's 100% dead. What are you talking about? 50-50? Fuck off. Don't lie to the people like that. Don't do that. You're lying. You're knowingly lying.
Better chance now than there was this morning, because nothing was happening and there was no evidence that another week or another 2 weeks or Thanksgiving or Christmas was suddenly the Republicans were to come to us and say, oh, we want to now talk about the ACA. If they weren't going to do it by now, what's going to change in the next 2 weeks that's going to make them do it?
Their constituency, probably. Mass calls, angry emails. You hear Republicans talking about it all the time, or you did. Now we're not. What type of message does this send to the Republican Party, by the way? Hey, you can just ignore your fucking constituency. I mean, they've been doing that, but now they're even more emboldened too. Pricks.
And that was really the assessment. I would say, right, as of this morning, there was a zero chance of having a work on the ACA. Now there's a measurable.
Maybe you should have talked to some of your Democratic colleagues about this. Maybe you should have talked about that. Maybe you should have heard them out. Because they would probably give you the assessment that what you just put through, what you just signed on to, is a 0% chance. Completely zero. It's negative numbers. Shit, they're probably going to fucking increase prices. You know what I mean? The Republicans are that fucking bad, dude.
Chance. Will it be everything that everybody wanted? No, because we need 60 votes. And so there's going to be a negotiation. But Republicans have already started saying, well, here, you know, if you did this.
Dude, we could have gotten rid of the filibuster. Oh my God, dude. That was the decision that the Republicans were going to have to make. That was the decision. It was either get rid of the filibuster or keep the ACA subsidies. Now, they don't have to make any of those decisions. That was the decision they had to make. Fucking idiots, dude. And look, she's smiling again. Why the fuck is this woman smiling?
Maybe we can get there. So I would take a reasonable chance against no chance every day, and that's and the other piece is, we didn't really emphasize this. There are 3 important appropriations bills in this that would lock in SNAP for the rest of the year.
For the rest of the year. Wow.
At a very substantial
The rest of the year, so like till December? Wow. Wow. Yeah, the opposition isn't reasonable. You bring up a great point, Patrick. Or Project Pat, my bad. The right isn't reasonable. They're not good faith. They are going to stab us in the back. Just like these fucking losers did. Save my words.
Plus other benefits, veterans funding is guaranteed if we can get these 3 bills through. So there's a plus on that. And I think the odds are that we have a better chance of doing something about the ACA than we did not going into this. At some point, you have to.
Well, then you're an idiot.
You have to decide, what is the best strategic step forward. And we believe that.
What is funny, ma'am? What is so funny about this? Why are you smiling, dude? That is so uncomfortable. What is funny about this?
Is that what we were doing wasn't working, and therefore, let's try something else.
And the real question is, why would a president of the United States...
Oh my God, yeah, we know he's not reasonable. Make this all... This isn't about Trump, this is about you guys. For the first fucking time, this is about you guys. This isn't about Trump. This is about you guys.
Pit hungry children against sick children. And that is what President Trump has done. I mean, this is outrageous. We can't reach agreement on government funding, so the government shuts down, and even though the law is clear that he could fund SNAP benefits during a shutdown, he did not.
And states were filling
And
it.
then he also said, and by the way, I don't really care if people's health insurance premiums get so high they can't afford their care.
Okay, so you chose... He chose... You know what's funny? He kind of let it out there. It just gives SNAP funding till the end of this year, right? I don't know. Maybe it's the full year. I don't know. I'll have to read the bill.
That's on Donald Trump. My vote today was to do 2 things, both equally morally important and imperative. One is to make sure that the government is functioning so that our kids eat, so that our elderly citizens eat, so that our air traffic controllers can get some sleep and earn money, get paid while they are working, so that our veterans are protected, and continue the fight to a realistic platform to get the premium tax cuts done.
What's the realistic platform, dude? Because that bullshit vote you gave isn't that realistic platform. What other platform do the Democrats have? Idiots, dude. And look at this fucking demon. Because her flights are fucked up. Yeah, I know. I know it's... I'm trying not to ascribe malice, but... You know, interesting that they folded when the flight started to be delayed.
And if that is not successful, then shame on the Republican Party and shame on Donald Trump.
Oh my God. Well, they're going to use that shame and wipe their asses with it, dude. They don't give a fuck about that. These guys don't. They get primaried. That's all I'm going to say. Get
But
primaried.
the American people will see who stands with them on health care and who does not. And that will be the platform of the next stage of the fight. I hope we can find bipartisan agreement on an extension of those premium tax credits.
You're not going to find that.
Couple of who are 60 years old or so, earning $85,000 a year, are seeing like a $15,000 increase in their insurance premiums. This has to get fixed.
The jury is out. Even the Onion is dunking on them. Good, dude. Everybody should be dunking on these idiots. Let's make it apparent though. This isn't the Democratic Party. These are 8 turnocrats. These are 8 dinos. Hello, just woke up. Welcome, Bill. Welcome. We're just having a malding sesh. We're just having a malding sesh, a anger sesh. Good morning, good morning. I'm about to fall asleep, but I gotta finish this video and
we have about a month to do it before the harm gets to be irreparable. And again, if the Republicans can't come to the table and do something reasonable on this, and make sure that people can afford their health care.
Then
And that
shame
the whole
on
private
them.
commercial market also doesn't see skyrocketing
Then shame on
increases.
them.
Then shame on them.
Then shame on them. Shame on you. Who gives a fuck? They don't give a fuck about your shame, dude.
What do you say to the millions of Americans who are already in the Obamacare?
Yeah. Put that smile back on your fucking face again. Put that smile back on your face and tell the millions of Americans whose insurance premiums are going to be impossible to pay for. Tell them why this is good for them. Go on.
Changes, seeing premiums skyrocketed, who were hoping because of what you all said that they would get answers on what their premiums would be now, but have to wait weeks longer since you've decided to open the government without immediate action on the subsidies.
Well, as Senator Hassan said so well, the Republicans weren't providing any commitment
No shit, you idiots. No shit.
or even a willingness to vote or a willingness to discuss extending the premium tax credits. We have the opportunity to do that now, and we will
And then,
hold their feet
hold
to the
on,
fire.
I just dropped my headphone.
Quick,
But, well, then they were going to have to decide. Do we get rid of the filibuster or do we negotiate on the ACA subsidies? Both would be great. Both would be
I was
fantastic.
up here, and the group of 8 that voted for this tonight have voted repeatedly with the Democratic strategy of, we're not opening, and we want you to take action on the ACA tax credit. But after 40 days, it wasn't going to work. So here we are in a situation, and this was the reality. SNAP recipients suffer.
God, this bozo just needs to shut the fuck up and go back to the circus, dude. Holy shit.
Nothing happening on ACA. The vote tonight will be full, and not just last year's, but full and robust SNAP funding for SNAP recipients and a path on the ACA. So
Oh,
from
path.
suffering and no path, we've now got robust benefits and a path. And
That's
what
not
we're
a
telling
path.
these
They've
citizens.
got a bullshit bill that's going to fucking die in the Senate. Or no, it's going to get killed in the Senate. It's going to go to the House, and it is literally going to spend eternity there.
Senator, if I could just ask, there's already calls now from Democrats in the House that are saying Leader Schumer should step aside, he should be replaced. You know, the 8 of you today voting with Republicans to advance this plan to reopen the government, does that just further the divides within the Democratic Party right now?
No. When I
No,
talk to my-
no, it doesn't. Yes, it does. It does do that. Because now all the lefties who were getting behind this, now they think you're all weak and suck. Great job, idiots.
Constituents in New Hampshire, you know what they say to me? They say, why can't you all just work together to address the problems that are facing this country? We put
Well, you should tell them because the Republicans are partisan hacks who don't want to fucking work with us. That's what you should tell them. I'm sorry you're not creative. I'm sorry you don't perceive fucking reality. But that's what you should tell them. I hate this woman. I'm just going to be honest. I hate this woman.
the Senate back on a path to start doing that today, and we're going to continue to work.
And
that
she
way.
gets to be all sassy. Oh, fuck you, ma'am. Politely, fuck you. Kane and Durbin are pretty surprising. They're typically very good. Well, holy shit. What the hell just happened? Did I get, like, what? That was weird. Anyways, my viewership just, I know I don't usually, anyways. Oh my God. I just, you know what? It's over anyways. It's fucking,
Doing
let's
that
listen to her.
today, and we're going to continue to work that way.
All right, one last question.
If,
Yeah.
if the president doesn't agree and the Republicans
They
block
felt my hate. Oh, I mean,
the
is that
extension
the
of
one?
AC subsidies, would you guys be willing to vote again against government funding in January when it's
You know what? That probably was it. They were like, ah, shit. Yeah, he was a little too angry on that hate. That's all right. I'm about to end the stream anyways. I hate her though. I do. You should have seen how she was smiling as people mentioned millions of people losing their their health care. She was smiling during all of that, so oh well. Oh, jeez, dude. It's breakfast time. Yeah, I know. I know. I was just afraid like maybe something I said was yeah, Durbin already announced his retirement. No. Well, I'm glad he got to do his one final little hoorah. I didn't know anything about Durbin. This is my first time introduced to him. I've met Durbin Poison, and he's a lot more chill. Durbin Poison would have voted for the ACA. So he would have voted on the side of the Democrats. Whoever this Durbin guy is. All right, guys. I should probably head to bed. It's because I streamed so late tonight. It's going to be a later stream tomorrow. It'll be all about, I don't know. Probably all about this, unfortunately. I'll probably do, I'm off tomorrow, so I'll probably do a gaming stream. So get excited for that. He's a real dick. Well, fuck him. Then. Yeah, I know. I get it. I get it. He's a real dick. Yeah, we'll do some gaming tomorrow to kind of ease the tension and ease the stress. I haven't been able to game at all recently, so it'll be nice to relax and have a good time because this was just... I don't know, guys. I don't know. Yeah. I still have faith in the Democratic Party. If anything, this has shown me that the old guard really does just need out. And we need new blood in there. You know? I don't think this is a failure personally of Chuck Schumer. Personally, I don't think it is. I know a lot of people will point to that and say, look at Chuck, look, he wasn't able to control his quorum. I think this is just a sign of old Democrats who have no fucking feeling for the base making a horrible call. I don't think there's any money involved, but if there is, it would make a lot more fucking sense. Schumer himself didn't Schumer himself didn't vote. Is that to keep him in Tim is pretty bad luck. Yeah, I know. I know it is. I know it's a bad look, and yeah, it is a bad look for Schumer, and he'll probably get replaced, but by who? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, this is just a shit show, guys. It's Bot said it the best. It's just a shit show. You have the Onion clowning on us, and usually they're on our side. So, good job. Good job to those Democrats. Yeah, especially when the whip is an old man. Yeah, I know. I know, but they were putting up a fight. You know what I mean? Like, I thought, I don't know. I gotta collect my thoughts on this, guys. But if you liked the Rage session, and I usually don't do content like this, so if you guys like typically more chill and happy streams, please like and subscribe. But Murphy would be good. I actually really like that. Murphy would be a great replacement. But yeah, she was probably gonna get the boot. You can hear my sleeping meds start to take effect. But anyways, guys, I will be live probably at 12 tomorrow. I know it's a little later, but it'll probably be 12 tomorrow. But we'll stream for a long time. We'll stream for like 8 hours. So, anyways, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. Also, a good paper headline. Shoe gets the boot. Ooh, good one, honestly. All right, anyways, I keep getting distracted. Anyways, I'm going to go to bed, guys. You guys have an amazing night. It was fun. It was fun talking to you guys. At least, you know, I did feel a little, I felt like I had to get my voice out there, or I had to get my headline. I had to get my thoughts out there so I didn't just drive myself crazy. But anyways, that's it for me, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow, 12 p.m. We'll be gaming. I'll see you then.